What's going on, everybody? I want to welcome you to a brand new episode of Talk Townsend. On this particular episode, I am your host, and I'm always your host, Chris Townsend. I'm so excited. I'm sorry to be joining you yet again for yet another episode, and this episode is really going to be personal but near and dear to me. And so want you to definitely tune in. If you have not already, I want you to connect with me. Connect with me. I can be found on all social media platforms. If you just type in I am CD Townsend, you can find me there. Go to YouTube and type in Talk Townsend, or type in my name, Chris Townsend, and I will pop up. I want you to go ahead and use this time now to share. I want you to comment. I would like to see your comments, get some feedback. Also, subscribe. If you have not subscribed just yet, I want you to subscribe. Go ahead and do that now. You can actually do that while you're listening and while you're watching. Just hit that button and you will be subscribed, so that every time some new content is created and made available to you, you will get the notification that it is available for you to watch or to listen to. But at any rate, let's jump in to the conversation at hand on today. It I know it's not going to be a huge topic for some, and then for others, I think that they will appreciate the information and the seriousness in which I want to talk about on today. But for this particular episode, I wanted to take the time to talk about, we know about this pandemic that has plagued our nation, this pandemic that is currently going on. It has claimed over 500,000 lives. Just take a moment and just really think about that. 500,000 lives, not 5,000, not 50, not 500, not 500,000, 500,000 lives have been lost to this awful pandemic, this awful sickness, this virus, which is called the COVID-19 virus. For those of you who don't know, I was born with asthma, and it was severe, very severe. Struggled with it really growing up. My parents and my grandparents and other family members can recall several times when I was being rushed to the hospital because I was having an asthma attack, that the medication that I was given was not helping. Almost every weekend, my mom would tell you that it seemed like I was going to the hospital, scaring her, scaring my family, not knowing what the outcome was going to be. And I can imagine that at that age, a child not understanding what was going on, but all I knew was that I couldn't breathe. I can imagine even my emotions. There are a few times that I can recall that, it being in the midst of an asthma attack and thinking that I was breathing literally my last breath. And so struggling with that. And then for those of you who also don't know, that I am 28 years old. 28 years old. That is all. I know it's shocking. But I am 28 years old. And there, I want us in my generation, those that are really in the millennial and Gen Z, I really want to talk directly to you. It's a message to all generations, but I really want to hone in on my generation. I want to hone in because It by the time this episode airs, it still will not be down to our age group yet. But I know that there are many of us that are pondering, many of us that are wondering if this vaccine is for you. Again, like I said, I'm already compromised because of my asthma, but then also, um, I, I'm 28, and so I know that we've heard a lot of study on this virus. We've heard a lot of study on the background of this virus, and we were told that those that are in the younger generation won't be heavily affected as much as those that are older and those that are compromised. I wanted to come on with this particular episode and really encourage those of you who might be weighing in the balance. You're trying to figure out if you're going to take the vaccine or if you're not going to take the vaccine. Can I help some of us in my generation that might have heard it from somewhere else? Something that I keep hearing, and it's really frustrating when you hear it. This is why it's important that we all would read the Bible and know the Word of God for ourselves. Because one thing that I keep hearing is that this is similar to the mark of the beast, and some people would call it the mark of the beast. If you take the shot, if you take the vaccine, it's the mark of the beast. The Bible tells me that by the time the mark of the beast starts being stamped and pressed and however else it's going to be delivered, those that are saints won't be here. And so because there are still saints here, this could not possibly be the mark of the beast. There are others who were hesitant because it had just come out, and you said, well, I want it to be out for a little while and let some others take it. Well, right now, here in Indianapolis, the numbers, the age range that's taking the shot now is at 45. Do you know how many people have already taken the shot before you that have gotten both now and they're just fine? I believe that we've seen enough people take it that now is the time. I want the millennials and the Generation X, Generation Z, all of that, to stand up and be leaders in this moment, in this time. It's time for us to stand up and lead, show what it is that we are made of. If you really believe that we are the future, if you really believe that, for those of us who are in church, if you really believe that we are the group for tomorrow, that we're going to be those that will catch the staff and hold on to the staff to go to the next level, it's high time for us. Now is the time where we can jump into place and be leaders. What better way for you to jump out there and to express and to show those who look up to you, those who follow you, those who are coming behind and after you, what you did in this moment? You don't want to be on the wrong side of history. And I know that there's going to be some backlash. There's going to be some backlash. There's going to be some negative comments from this particular podcast episode. That's fine. I can handle it. I'm telling you, whatever you post, most of it will be ignored. And the parts that are not ignored will be things that, if you start spewing things that are not facts concerning the vaccine and the virus. But for the most part, I've got very thick skin, and so say what you will, it won't hurt my feelings. I won't pay it any attention. But I have been privileged to go and get my first vaccine with Pfizer. I felt fine after getting the vaccine. No side effects at all. As you can see, I've got all of my members. I've got all of my faculties. I'm still in my right mind. I'm not crazy. I didn't turn into a werewolf or a chicken. I didn't grow fur and a tail and all this other ridiculous stuff. all is well. It's the younger generation that we're still traveling, and we're still wanting to experience life in other countries and in other cities and states, and jobs are choosing us to go and give presentation and speak on behalf of our companies, and all of those things. And so it would be in our best interest, it would behoove us to go ahead and take the precautions. The reason that I took mines, it's not just because my wife, Lady T, works in the hospital and she's on the front lines, a healthcare professional, although that helped. But just in doing your own research, go out, look at it, go to the CDC's website, do your research, do your due diligence, just like you do with everything else. The same way that you track down gossip should be the same way that you're looking up the research on this vaccine. Also, I believe that if we want to get back to any level of normalcy, then this is the road in which we must walk. Leaders can't remain hidden and silent, but have to be seen leading. And I would like to believe that I'm talking to some leaders that are watching. And even if you're not a leader, but you plan to one day be a leader, this might be the thing that would push you and catapult you into that office of leadership. Go and get the vaccine. I am an advocate. Can I tell you a secret? I was on the fence just like most of you that are watching this, that most of you that are listening to this. I was on the fence. I wasn't sure if I was going to take it. I didn't come up with any of the crazy things that people are saying about it, but I was one of those two that said, it came out a little fast. I want to sit and I want to watch and let some others take it first, and then we'll see what happens, see what's what. But as we progressed and we continued to research, and individuals were taking it and they were fine, then it was my understanding. I came to the conclusion that okay, this is safe. It's safe, and so I'm asking you, I'm pleading to you. When it comes down to your age group, don't wait. If you won't do it for you, do it for your grandparents. Do it for your great grandparents. Do it for your great aunts and your great uncles. Do it for the portion of the community that you are a part of that have been compromised because of pre-existing conditions. Do it for not only for those of us who are here now, do it for the generation that is to come behind us. I am amongst those who have chosen, with the time that we have left, the generations to come can enjoy a mass-free life. That's what I have for you on this episode on today. It's that I'm encouraged that I know our generation and the generation behind me will do the right thing. Yes, I know. I hear people say it all the time. I'll take Jesus for mine. I hear people say all the time that Jesus is my vaccination shot. I'm not knocking Jesus. All of you know that I love Jesus best of all. And I know that it's only because of him that I still live, move, and have my being. Thank you, Jesus. But when trusting God, he's left it on record many times in his word that oftentimes he works through individuals in order to provide the blessing to you that you stand in need of. That same God that you trust and believe in has given wisdom and knowledge to the scientists and those in the medical field that work with and worked alongside creating this vaccine. They ran tests, and he helped them to develop something that would take care of us. So yes, I take Jesus for mine too. But with all things, you have to have wisdom. And so what I'm saying to you on today, family, is when it comes time Go, sign up, get vaccinated so that this can end and we all can get back to life. Not as we knew it, because things are going to be different. Just watch and see. Things are going to be different, which they should, because I believe that the pandemic came to shake us up and to change some things that needed to be shifted and needed to be changed and needed to be pivoted. But now that the pivot has come, it's down to you. It's up to you. What are you going to do now? Friends, I want you to know that I love you. I appreciate you for tuning in. I hope that this does not change your mindset in following the ministry and being subscribed to the channel and listening to the podcast. I felt that, this would only be right for me to come on and express that to our generation. And so, as I said before, I'll say again, that I love you with the love of Christ. I'm praying for you. I hope and trust that the peace and the grace of God would follow you from now until eternity. Take care.